actually loved this question because I had to do a little bit of research because Cuba is one place I have not been to before. Hi, by the way, my name is Brittany. This is my YouTube channel, Travel Agent Haven. This is the most safe and supportive community for travel agents on the internet. So if you're either a current travel agent, a newbie one, or you're thinking about becoming one, this is the YouTube channel for you. And in this video, I'm answering the question one of my travel agents had recently. I have a mentorship that these travel agents go through so that they can go from brand newbie to making a full-time income, working part-time hours. It's my whole thing. So the question was, can we help our clients go to Cuba? And the real question with that was, can US citizens even go to Cuba? Yes and no, it's complicated. Let's talk about it. So the short answer is yes, US citizens can travel to Cuba, but only for approved reasons. It's not a country that has very wide open tourism like other countries in the Caribbean to US citizens. However, if you apply and win a visa for a certain category, then yes, you can go. This is also a good time to add a disclaimer that as with any of these travel restrictions and country entrance requirements, it can change at any time, and these countries could pass new laws, or even the agents at the airport could enforce new restrictions right away. So this could always change. Always look at the US Embassy website info for the most up-to-date information. And honestly, even that can be wrong because someone at the border could always deny you entry. That is their right. But as of right now, you can go to Cuba. And in fact, American Airlines, they have a really great section on their website that really breaks it down. I'll be sure to link it in the description below. So if you're ever wondering what you need, you can go right there. Let's look at it together. As we can see here, there are 13 permitted reasons for travel for US citizens to Cuba, including family visits, official visits of the US government, journalistic activities, professional research, professional meetings, educational academic activities, people-to-people exchanges, which is kind of vague and broad, religious activities like missionary work, public performances, competitions, and exhibitions, especially for artists and athletes, support for the Cuban people, so this could be a nonprofit or a humanitarian endeavor. And related to that specifically, there's a category for humanitarian projects, activities of private foundations for research or educational institutes, exportation and importation of material, so the people who are bringing the things over as part of their work, and travel related to certain authorized expert transactions. The reason I wanted to read that off is because I know some people are going to listen to this, so thank you for bearing with me if you also see the screen. You can see this actually covers a lot, but tourism is not one of the listed reasons. So if you apply for a visa as a US citizen to go visit Cuba and you're denied, it's because tourism isn't allowed. So there are many travel companies who have since created programs. They're really like tours, but they're also a mix of a humanitarian project, something to give back. And when you're on one of those approved programs, then you can go with them and they will let you know which visa to use. So if you do have a client who's interested in going to Cuba or Cuba, I apologize, I've heard it pronounced both ways, so I'm not sure which is accurate, then you just want to make sure it matches that. And that is one of those things that if you're a travel agent, I think many times we're looking for someone to tell us the answer, but a really great travel agent looks for the answer for our clients. And that is part of your job, is to do the research and the legwork that many of our clients don't want to do, or they just don't know where to start. To visit, you will definitely need to have your passport, a valid visa, which we just covered, and we recommend having cash. You can also buy a travel card in the Miami airport before departure. This is something that's really good for you and your clients to know. When you're visiting Cuba, you cannot do any kind of online check-in for your flight. So you'll notice that they will have to do a check-in at the counter. This is really good for you to know. For example, I didn't know until I went on a Norse flight myself that you had to do an in-person check-in. And because of this, I wasn't able to enter my transferring airport in the middle for 4 hours because their check-in desk isn't always open like others are. Now with American Airlines, they're such a huge airline, they're operating pretty regularly, but that's really good for you to know because especially if they have multiple legs of their journey, say maybe they're going Houston to Miami or from the East Coast down to Miami, then if they can't get into that check-in right away, that might disrupt their travel plans a little bit. So just make sure that you have a plan for that, or at least you can inform them so they can adjust their plans that day of departure. Another really important thing to note, I'm going to read this off to you, connections. So again, related to connections and layovers. When you get to the gate at your connecting airport, look for the Cuba Ready booth to check your documents and get your boarding pass stamp. Travel in Cuba is very highly regulated and controlled. You need to have everything by the book when you travel there. I know we have some experienced travel agents who watch these videos too. So if you've ever been to Cuba, or I should say if if you've been to Cuba recently, and or if you've helped a client go to Cuba recently, definitely share your experience and your tips in the comments below so we can help other agents who are starting to look into this for someone else. It's definitely an interesting place, and it's a place that's on my bucket list as well. If you're Cuban, I would actually love to interview you about Cuba and your experience there as a local, what tourism looks like from the other perspective. So if you're willing, let me know in the comments and I would love to reach out to you. And then I'd also love to hear from you how you pronounce it, because I've heard both Cuba and Cuba and I really do want to say that accurately. Thanks again so much for watching. Again, my name is Brittany Roberts. In case you skipped the intro, we help travel enthusiasts become travel professionals, which means becoming a travel agent, but also really building up a whole brand and business around travel so you can make this look however you want. If you have any questions, you can drop them down in the comments, or you can find us on Instagram, also at Travel Agent Haven. If you want to see more videos like this, click subscribe and hit that little bell so you never miss notifications of when a new video is posted. And while you're here, hit the like button so YouTube knows to push this out to more people. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.